trying to reach Karl Lentz.
Who's this?
This is Candy Perry. I'm calling from Child Support Enforcement. How are you today?
All right.
I'm trying to get in contact with you because I sent you a letter, and the letter returned from the Postal Service.
Yeah, it's not the correct address.
Okay. What is your up-to-date address?
What was the letter pertaining to?
Your case. We're trying to, I think you had spoken with the family engagement caseworker.
Okay.
And trying to get a follow-up from you about if you're going to join the program and what's going on with that.
Join what program?
The family engagement program. Did you speak with Wendy Shiflett?
I don't remember. A family engagement program? What's that supposed to be?
That's basically why I was sending you the letter, to give you a rundown of the program. It's basically a program that assists with finding employment. And the reason why we haven't received any payments, so we're trying to get an update from you. Looks like there haven't been a payment on your case in quite some time.
Yeah, because I went to court. I don't know if you heard that I went to court and the case was dismissed.
What case are we talking about?
Child support.
When did you go to court? Because I don't have any.
On let's see, the 11th. Yeah, I believe it was the 11th. I asked you folks for some very simple questions. A very simple question is, the Shenandoah Valley Department of Social Services was making a claim I owed child support.
Right.
And I just said, I don't believe the Shenandoah Valley Department of Social Services ever paid a penny to support my child. So can you please show me where you made any form of payment to support my child?
Okay, you actually have a current foster care case that's open with current support charging.
Yeah, oh yeah, I believe that there is that people have called it my case and your foster care, and yeah, but honestly, I've never asked anybody to do anything for my benefit or on my behalf, so I don't know how it became my case or like the word you used.
Do you have a child that's in foster care?
I have a child that was taken from me, and nobody's given me a reason why the child was taken 6,031 days ago. We're just waiting for a reason why the child was taken from the mom and dad for almost 16 years now.
Okay. I don't work for CPS, so I couldn't answer any of those questions. You are responsible to make payments, and we haven't received any.
Well, I believe that you might believe that I'm responsible, but I've never obligated myself. I've never signed anything.
And it's your child, correct?
Well, unfortunately, there's something called the Commonwealth of Virginia.
I'm sorry?
Unfortunately, there's something called the Commonwealth of Virginia.
Okay. Well, basically, I'm trying to send you a brochure out to see if you're interested in the Family Engagement Program, which program could help, if you're not employed, help have some resources to help find you employment so that you can make these payments.
Oh, okay.
We make that attempt prior to sending you to court for non-payment. So,
yeah, because it's funny. I don't know if you ever Googled my name. My name is Karl Lentz, spelled with a K.
Okay.
If you ever spelt my name, you'd see that I actually teach people law for a living.
Okay.
And then I actually know that I had simple questions like, can you give me the bill of particulars? And they can't do it. And can you explain why you took my child from me? And they couldn't do it. So that's why they dismissed the case. And
do you have a copy of a court order where you're no longer obligated to pay child support, sir?
I've never. Yeah, I have a court order saying the case was dismissed.
The only thing we have in our system is where your request for a restricted driver's license. You went for that on the 11th.
Yeah, and I explained to them very simply. Do you understand if anybody, it doesn't matter if you're a man or woman, doesn't matter who you are. If somebody says, if you don't pay me money, we're going to hurt you and we're going to do something to you, that's communicating of a threat. And if it's a public servant, it's an act of extortion. My sister married.
No, it's a matter of if we determine the ability to pay and you're not paying, then we refer the matter to the courts.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That's just advisement that you're going to be referred to court.
That's right.
Now, what the courts does, that's the completely up to them.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. The only problem is you're using pronouns. You're not using proper names. So when we recommend, obviously some man or woman must recommend it. So I say Susie Johnson said that I have to pay child support. And if Susie Johnson says if I don't, Susie Johnson wants, Linda Jones, the judge, to take my driver's license away. So, see, I don't use pronouns. So when I say, Susie, why do you want to hurt me? And Linda, if you allow her to hurt me, yeah, I'm going to hold you liable for the damages because that would hurt.
Okay, well, I mean, you can discuss all that with the judge because that's pretty much where your case is going.
Oh, ma'am, I already talked to Linda. She's not my judge. And I understand the civil administrative hearing officers, they're not judges. They don't have any oversight. The Supreme Court of Virginia has no judicial oversight over family court judges. You know that, right?
I'm not at liberty to discuss law with you at all because I'm not a lawyer or an attorney. Basically, my job is to enforce this ASO with an administrative order, and that's what I plan on doing. If you don't want to comply or cooperate in our programs that we're offering you, then that's where your case will go, is back to the courts, and they'll determine, whatever happens, basically.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just advising you of what we're going to be doing here.
Oh, yeah, and like I said, when you do whatever you do here, and you advise something here, and if it causes any harm to any man or woman, what you're doing, I find you folks liable, and then I take you folks to court because you're hurt, causing damage. See, it's very simple how I do it. I mean, you probably can't believe that I just said the case was dismissed entirely because I asked very simple questions, and they realized that you can't tell a man that he has...
Well, if you wouldn't mind providing us a copy of the order where the judge dismissed your child support obligation, that would be greatly appreciated.
Well, you would be able to see it. You're the ones who filed it. You're the ones who filed these child support cases. The lady who's in charge of it is, I'm trying to remember the lady's name. The attorney lady is named Juliet Bates, Bates, and she works...
Yeah, she's a part of our legal team here.
That's right. And I asked Juliet Bates some very, very simple questions. And if she can't prove if she can't give an answer, then actually she's actually committing a fraud after she attempted to defraud somebody.
Well, I mean, if you want to argue all this to the court,
this is
by all means, you do that, okay?
Oh, I didn't argue, ma'am. It's over. There's nothing to argue. Ask Juliet Bates. She had to dismiss it because if Juliet Bates continues with this, I'll just take her to a court and charge her with fraud. And I'll take her on the private side.
That's your option. If you want to take people to court, that's entirely
up to you. You take me to court. You folks take me to court.
I'm sorry?
You folks have no problem threatening to take a man to court and other people to court. You folks do it all the time.
If you're not in compliance with an order, absolutely, that's part of our job.
Yeah, but it'd have to be, first you'd have to have jurisdiction over that person. First the person would have to be considered a parent, and then he'd have to accept the title and position within your court. And if I don't accept the title...
So you're not the parent of this child on this order? Is that what you're saying?
If you're speaking in legal terms, no. I'm not a legal person. I don't speak legalese, and this has nothing to do with any legal matter. I have no obligation to come to any legal court or act in any legal proceedings. I'm just a man.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's up between you and the courts. All I'm telling you is that's where it's going.
It's between
would you
man.
Like to provide your address so you have the option to go to court?
It's between man and woman. It's not between man and court. Court is an inanimate object.
Okay.
A man doesn't have to answer to a soup can. A man has to answer to another man or another woman for what he does or doesn't do. This is the way it's always been for thousands of years, ma'am. And I'm just explaining to people how this works. And my case was dismissed, so obviously it must work. So I think you better go take a look and see what happened.
Okay. Well, when you get the summons to go to court, my suggestion would be is to go to court. But that's
I do. I go to court. I just charged. There's a wonderful case between Linda Jones and I. It's a matter of public record. She gave me an order 406 days ago, and I carried out her order. Now she owes me $50 a day, and now I have a warrant and debt on her, and we're going to see each other in small claims court for $18,250. So you could watch to see what happens to Linda Jones.
Okay, well, that has anything to do with this case.
Sure does, because when you order somebody to go to court and somebody to go to court...
I don't order anybody.
Well,
I think the courts do that.
Whoever places the order is going to get a bill from now on from all the people. And when we get bills, we're not your slaves. So if you order us to appear in court, we will appear, but you will compensate us.
Okay.
It's an amazing concept. Google my name and you'll see how wonderful it's working all over the world. Canada can't give out any court orders anymore. British Columbia, they cannot give any orders from the bench anymore. This part must be really amazing to you, but judges aren't allowed to give out orders.
Okay.
You'll find out. You guys all find out. You can't give out court orders anymore. We're not slaves, and if you order us to appear in court, we will, and we'll hand you the bill, just like it used to be done in England hundreds of years ago. When the king ordered somebody to appear in court, he went first to the court clerk, gave him the bill of the stipends of how much it cost him to get to London, and the court clerk would pay the man or the woman for appearing in court.
I really don't have time to discuss the history of England or anything like that. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to let you know that I need your address. If you want to provide it, that's entirely up to you. We need it. We have an old address. You've advised me that that's an incorrect address. Would you like to provide your up-to-date address?
We're good at this time. But you could address me as Mr. Lentz, or you could address me as your fellow man. Yeah, I teach law, so I understand every word that you're saying better than you could possibly imagine. You'd say
good.
You'd say a mailing. You'd say a location where we could send you mail. It's not my address. You could address me as Mr. Lentz. But I kind of understood what you're saying.
I thought you, sir. I mean, if that's not sufficient, Mr. Lentz.
Yeah, I understand. Trust me, I wrote a law dictionary. I know a lot more than you could possibly.
You wrote a law dictionary? Okay.
Oh, yes,
do you have a current address, sir?
Yeah, like I just said, a location where you could send my mail. That's what you're saying, because you could address me as your fellow man, or you could address me as Karl Lentz.
Do you want me to call you my fellow man? Is that what you're requesting?
Or Mr. Lentz, that's fine. Or Karl, or anything you want to call me. You could address me.
Mr. Lentz, do you have an address you'd like to provide to DCS?
You mean a mailing address?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, not at this time, but I appreciate the offer.
Okay, well, I'll just log that in the system. Thank you, sir, and you have a great day.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a blessed day.